gentleman, Mandalorian, dog stuffed animal, and Lego race car driver. We stand at a critical juncture, tasked with the solemn duty of delivering justice in the face of a crime that strikes at the heart of our communities: arson. Arson, a crime as old as civilization itself, has left a dark trail through history, from ancient times to the modern era. Arson has been used as a tool of destruction, wreaking havoc and devastation upon homes, businesses, and lives. An example of this is the Happy Land fire in 1990. It was one of the deadliest arson cases in our history. A man set fire to the Happy Land Social Club in the Bronx, New York. He killed 87 people, most of whom were young patrons attending a birthday party. The perpetrator was convicted of arson and multiple counts of murder. But why is arson considered such a heinous offense? We don't think of arson as anything too scary. We deal with fire in our everyday lives with smoking and vaping and things like that. All of that has to do with fire. But it's not merely the destruction of property that carries the weight. Arson strikes fear in the hearts of communities, erodes trust, and undermines the very fabric of society. It endangers lives, including those of the firefighters that risk to combat the flames. In the eyes of the law, arson is not merely a crime against property. It is an attack on the safety and security of all individuals in our society. It is a violation to the social contract that binds us together, demanding swift and decisive action. Now, let us turn to the punishments. What appropriate consequences would be for one who callously sets ablaze the homes and dreams of others? We must ensure that our response reflects the gravity of the offense, sending a clear message that such reckless disregard for human life and property will not be tolerated. While each case must be evaluated on its own merits, we must not shy away from the imposing significant penalties for those found guilty of arson. This may include lengthy prison sentences, substantial fines, and restitution to compensate victims for their losses. In closing, I urge you, members of the jury, to consider the gravity of the crime before you and to deliver a verdict that reflects the values of society: justice, accountability, and the protection of all those who call our community home. Thank you. And for those interested in learning more about the history of arson, its legal implications, and appropriate punishment, I recommend Anderson, Happy Land Social Club, Johnson and Smith as reputable sources. Thank you to the jury. And do you have a verdict?
I haven't heard the case.
How do we feel about arson?
Arson's bad?
That's good enough for me.
Okay.
Here are my sources.